I gotta think of a way to get this money by tomorrow. I gotta think of a way to get this money by tomorrow.
You're now locked in to another episode of the Black Aristocrats podcast.
You feel me?
We're here for the culture, current events, talking brand, conversations about the grind.
I need this money.
And spreading the greatest wealth of all, knowledge.
Come on, man. Let's talk this Black Aristocrat shit, man.
Come laugh with us over some informative-ish.
My jokes, y'all. I'm working on my jokes.
On the Black Aristocrats podcast.
Yo. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? It's the Honorable Conspiracy P. Muhammad in the building with y'all today. And I got a few little conspiracy theories or I'm just tripping ideas or moments going on right now, y'all. So I'm going to need y'all to help me. Let me know, is this a conspiracy or am I tripping? All right, so we going to start with Thugger. Y'all know him as Young Thug. Some people know him as Slime. Some people know him as Babe. Whatever he was going by. But he is now involved in a RICO act that we all been seeing going around. It's been a lot of twists and turns in the whole ordeal and the latest enhancement to, I don't know if you want to call it his stigma or this was one of the moments or one of the big moments of the case. But if you want to say, if you did something that's going by his name, Thug, that was a thug move. Cause if you was all for it and you all with it, that was a thug move. Cause so y'all just peep game. Is it a conspiracy or am I tripping? Because the balls of these allegedly criminals or thugs, boy, y'all got some balls to do this in the courtroom where y'all getting judged, sentenced, tried. They trying to throw the book at y'all, the gavel, the hammer, some shoes, the whole state. They is trying to sink y'all, man. So we're not talking about the ones that made plea deals. We talking about Thug. They trying to sink you, Thug. And what better, more trauma or problems to throw on your back than somebody coming to you, handing off you a yerky in front of everybody. Thug, Slime, Babe, if you was listening, or if I was you in that situation, Lord, cue my music.
Yeah.
I would've.
Yeah. Press how I want for show you.
I would've skied that perky so far in the judge's chamber, the judge would have had to Harlem shake his whole gown to find that little perky, y'all. He would have been in that thing, look, trying to get it off of him. I would have skied that mud so far across, everybody in the courtroom would have had to stand up, y'all. Shake their clothes off. They looking for a little perky. What color it was? Did y'all see the color? No. If it's white, y'all in trouble because it's going to blend in with that flow. Just don't let it be the same color as that flow, y'all, because y'all is not going to see it. We're going to be in here all day. They're going to have to dismiss the courtroom because they're going to be tired of looking for that perky. They're going to have to bring the dogs in. It's going to be a big thing. Thugger just handed it off because he ain't know what to do. Come on, y'all. Am I tripping? Or is it a conspiracy?
Prosecutors say they have the video to prove it.
Yeah, Fox 5 News has obtained that video. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart joins us from the live desk with details, Kevin.
Hey, this is unusual. This involves Young Thug and one of his co-defendants, a young man already serving time for murder. Cleef Adams is now charged with, among other things, possession of a controlled substance and willful obstruction of law enforcement.
Watch this. In the back of the Fulton County courtroom, the man in the blue suit, that's Cleef Adams, a.k.a. Bobby Hunt, Young Thug's co-defendant. He's walking up to the counsel's table. You see him lean over toward Young Thug. You might not be able to see it here, but according to a court file...
Hey, right there. Right that moment when I would have felt that little bump or whatever the nut that was, I'd have felt it in my hand. I would have skied that mud out of there. Huh? Right there, y'all.
Yeah. for sure, you gon' need 3 promoters. I got the body.
You got a skid, y'all. Look.
Adams allegedly passed young thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, a Percocet. That's when law enforcement caught the alleged act. In fact, according to the court filing, quote, the hand-to-hand drug exchange between defendant Adams and defendant Williams led to the discovery of even more contraband inside the courtroom. Percocet, marijuana, tobacco, and other contraband wrapped up in plastic and food seasonings to mask the odor of marijuana.
Now, we all know you do the crime, you do the time. We all know that. But all I'm saying is, I don't think personally the man is going to get a fair trial in the state of Georgia because it's going to be too much going on. They're not going to trust you to do it in the courtroom. They ain't going to trust nobody being around. That's going to just add to the Your Honor. This just shows how much control that this man has over the organization and over the entire world for someone to even do what they did in front of you, Your Honor. The disrespect. And then the judge gonna be like, you know what, goddamn, especially that black judge, cuz got earrings in his ear, cuz talk with a little slang, he quoting lyrics and everything. It might stroke his ego, like, you know what, goddamn right, hey, 70 years. You want to play with me in my goddamn house? 70 years. Conspiracy or am I tripping? Where we going? Moving along. So we got my boy, y'all. We gonna call him DeSanto. We gonna call him DeSanto, y'all. Y'all like to call him DeSantis. That's his name. Ron DeSantis. It's in my backyard. You feel me? He blocked the AP African American Studies curriculum. Now, it's two sides to every story, y'all. So we gotta give everybody their due diligence, baby. So let's see, Governor DeSanto's reason for blocking it. Is it a empowerment move, being that he may futurely run for I say futurely, I'm using my new word. I heard he might be the next presidential elect runner up. So we gonna see, bro. Let's see what he says.
State been a lot of criticism of that move. People saying, this is exactly what we were fearing with the individual freedom bill. I don't know if you or the commissioner could maybe expand a little bit more about.
Sure. I mean, I think so. As you know, in the state of Florida, our education standards not only don't prevent, but they require teaching Black history, all the important things. That's part of our core curriculum. This was a separate course on top of that for advanced placement credit. And the issue is we have guidelines and standards in Florida. We want education, not indoctrination. If you fall on the side of indoctrination, we're going to decline. If it's education, then we will do this course. So when I heard it didn't meet the standards, I figured, yeah, they may be doing serious. It's way more than that. This course on Black history, what's one of the lessons about? Queer theory. Now, who would say that an important part of Black history is queer theory? That is somebody pushing an agenda on.
All right, Ron. All right, Ronnie. All right, Governor DeSantis, respectfully. Now, one thing about anytime it's a debate, litigation, anything like that going on, you gotta have strong points. You gotta evoke the emotion. It's like the pathos and ethos effect, I'm sorry, in the Shakespearean culture. That's how they write movies, scripts, everything. That's how they set it up in the climax and get you to fall the different emotions and a lot of things. You gotta have that, and he started that debate with the queer theory. Now, hey, he made some valid points. I get it. Some of that could be extremist, you feel me? And it could definitely try to, preach or teach indoctrination. But now, I say that to say this. Ronnie, we still can't block it, Ronnie. Am I tripping or is it a conspiracy? Now, let's hear the debate side by this beautiful young lady. Respectfully, she made some valid points as well. Now let's listen to her side and what she had to say regarding Governor Ronnie or Ron DeSantis blocking the AP African American Studies.
no real value. I think that's the greatest insult of all, because you have to ask yourself the question, what was so offensive about this course? This AP African American Studies course was designed to teach students about ancient African civilization. So think about that. Traditionally, our current introduction to Black history in the United States starts with the enslavement of Black people, not the centuries of rich culture that preceded slavery. We existed way before the slave markets in Charleston and New Orleans and St. Augustine. So, why does this course about that begins African American history at the point of freedom in order to show the progression of a group of people working their way back to that freedom scare this governor so much?
Now, this sister made some valid points. She made some valid points. Now, why is we not getting taught the history, or is not mandatory in the school whole plethora of requirements to be taught some of our history, like of our kings and queens and the rich people that led cultures and communities and civilizations? Why? Like, we had that type of history too. So both sides made valid points, but the deciding factor is the power, and the powers that be also had their take on it. And let's see what their take was when it came down to Ronnie blocking the bill and the backlash, or the stir of emotions that this has caused.
Lawful, historically accurate content, FDOE will always be willing to reopen the discussion.
Now, I kept this short and sweet and straight to the point only because should the College Board be willing to come back to the table with lawful and historically accurate content, they're going to always be willing to reopen the discussion. What that means is, if y'all can 100% prove it, then we ain't got no choice but to approve it. So, what are going to be the guidelines, or what's going to be the validation factors of them trying to approve a course to get back validated? Now, my question is, what actually approved and validated the history that's been taught in the books for the past who knows how many years? What were those standards? That's the only questions I was asking. So, am I tripping, or is this a conspiracy? So where are we headed, y'all? We are moving along. So, last, man, before we get out of here, it was this big thing, man, about the Demar Hamlin situation and so forth and all that. Man, all I got to say is this, right? So, I'm going to say this about the Demar Hamlin situation. They had this hoax or this conspiracy theory going around that, oh, the man's dead, this and this going on. This was a stunt double. That wasn't really him at the game. He never showed his face. It was all kind of crazy stuff, y'all. Check it out.
On his team. Now, the interesting thing about
the only thing I got to say about that, y'all, is, you know what that did? That did not motivate the Bills because they got their ass kicked. And what you want to ask me, it scared them folks. It scared them folks because to experience what they experienced. Now, I'm going to throw my disclaimer out of there. Hey, prayers goes to that man's family and him. I hope he really get well. I'm with him on the road to recovery and whatever else he need and feels that how he can live his life, how he want to live his life. But if you ask me, they scared them people. If they experience what they experience and all of a sudden they in a high intensity playoff game and they losing, y'all. They losing. All you do is you look up in the stands, y'all, and you see, okay, you see the crowd cheering, going crazy, everybody looking up. You look up, you like, you see Cuz silhouette, and you like, what's going on? You see Cuz silhouette, you see somebody doing this. They about to hike you the ball. You're like, I know that ain't who I think it is. Oh, my dog making all that noise about to mess me up. I know that ain't who I think it is. That man, how you gonna focus, man? After you think all this, man, let that man be at the house. He ain't had to be at the game doing all this. And then, if y'all all been to games, y'all know how big them stadiums is. Y'all know all them ramps and stairs you got to walk under. I hope he got the elevator treatment if it was him. But everybody thinking that the team can't focus. They like, how you get? That's really, they tripping. So y'all scared them folks, man. That was not the motivational purposes that they needed at the time. So, conspiracy theory, or am I tripping? Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Black Aristocrat Podcast. We are out.
Black Aristocrat shit.
This is the Black Aristocrats Podcast.